Here we go, live in the studio, Zara Larsson. Hello. Hi.
Zara, your sans braces today. You did have braces last time you came in.
I actually still have them on my bottom teeth.
Oh, you
they,
do too,
They
yeah.
keep on breaking.
What?
Like they just, I don't know. So my teeth,
Breaking?
like, yeah, like the wire kind of just pops.
Are you putting the microphone in your mouth when
Right.
you're singing? How is that happening?
She's chewing really hard on like lamb chops or something.
Yeah, so they just keep on going back, and I have to fix them and keep on going. But yeah,
Your top ones look
My
great.
They look so good. Could you like not, because I had braces when I was like 15 and I
Right.
loved the feeling of like my tongue on my teeth
Yeah,
afterwards.
yeah.
And I would like smile at myself in every
it's
shop
really
window.
easy to smile.
Yeah.
It's super easy to smile.
Were they really bad before? Because we were talking about teeth the other day, and
Yeah?
apparently it's one of the things people look at
Yeah,
when they're
teeth?
like a partner. You know,
A
they're like,
smile and teeth.
yeah. And were yours all really crooked and stuff, or
They
not that
weren't
bad?
too crooked, like
Yeah.
in the front. They were a little. How would you say it? Like they were angled in.
Okay, yeah.
You know what
yeah.
I mean? But I think it was in the back that was a bit.
Ah, yeah, right.
crooked.
Yeah.
Well, they're looking great
And
now.
yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
I want to talk about your love life for a second because this story,
Yeah,
if
that's
it's
what
true,
everyone
is
wants to talk
so.
about.
I know, but
Do you hate that?
But it's so cute.
Nah, it's
the
all right.
story is really cute. Okay,
It
so
is, it's
Mikey,
cute.
stick with us here. So
Yeah.
back in 2015,
Yeah.
you posted 2 photos of this male model called Brian
Yeah.
on Twitter saying, "Who are you? Where do you live? How old are you? Why are you so fine?
Oh,
How
God.
do you like your eggs cooked in the morning?" And earlier this month, you posted a photo with Brian saying he likes his eggs scrambled. So, did you get yourself a boyfriend?
I did.
And-
I thought no one would get it. Like I obviously knew he would get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, but I think everybody got it. Everybody was like, "Oh my gosh, you
Get
remembered my
together."
tweet from
So you didn't know this
literally
guy?
2 years ago." No, I just saw him online.
And thought he was hot, and then
Super hot.
and then posted that, and then
Yeah.
what? He tracked you down. How did it go from there?
Basically, he was like, because I said, "Who are you?
Yeah.
Where do you Who are you? Hello."
Yeah.
So he saw it, or somebody tagged him, and he was like, "Oh, it's me."
Now you know,
And then
Zara.
they
Quite
went down
often,
in the DM.
quite often when that happens, because it's happened to me, where I look at a girl and I think, "Wow, she's amazing." Then you
Right.
meet them,
Yeah.
and they're shit. Obviously, that
Right.
didn't happen because that can happen,
didn't.
right? He
Yeah.
not only looked good, but
Right.
obviously he impressed you in other ways.
Oh, absolutely. Because I would never be with someone who
just because of
is
looks.
just about the looks.
Yeah.
Nah.
Neither would
I
I.
wouldn't
That's what you
be.
say
I
at
wouldn't be
first.
together with them.
Yeah.
I might see them for the fun of it.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
So no, absolutely. He's very smart. He's very bright.
Now,
That's, important.
good. Well, not good because we don't want it to be taken.
Well, it's not, mate. You don't have a chance. Zara, can you just tell him that he doesn't have a chance?
Yeah, look at me
'Cause
in
he
the eyes
always-
and tell
can
me
you
I don't have a
please do
chance.
this?
I
Because
bet
he-
you
I
won't do
won't
it.
do that. Is that mean?
No,
Is-
do it. It's
like to
great.
me.
He needs
Go
to
on.
be told.
Go
No,
on,
you
Zara.
need to tell
Well, I'm
him.
scared when you look at me like that.
No, just, go on. Emma,
You
Emma,
don't stand a chance.
don't believe her. That just makes me want to work harder, you know.
Oh my god.
Hey, you were named as one of
Forget.
Time Magazine's 30 most influential teens. That was in
Yeah.
2016.
Yeah.
I want to know, do you feel like you have to be like a good example, you know? Because I get annoyed with this. We get mums
Yeah.
ringing this show going,
Yeah.
my kids think you're a bad example. Well,
Okay,
mate, I
okay,
don't want to
okay.
be a good example for your
Right.
kid. I don't care about your kid.
Oh my gosh.
Do you ever, I mean, but you, why do you have to be a good example? Or are you okay
No.
with that?
I hear what you're saying, absolutely, but in a sense, I think I'm a good person,
Yeah.
but
Because you're a
I
human.
feel I am a human, and I feel like at the end of the day, I want people to feel good about themselves. I want equality on this planet Earth. I want everyone to, like, I think there's a difference between it's so hard to draw the line between what's good and evil.
Yeah,
you know?
getcha. Yeah.
But yeah, at the end of the day, I feel like I'm a good person and a good role model, even though I do stuff because, yeah, I'm a human.
Yeah.
And, like, if you curse once and, like, I don't think that makes you a bad person either.
No.
So it's really hard, but I would say I do as best as I can without being too polished, because that to me is also quite boring.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
don't want to be
You-
fake and
You want
like,
to,
yeah.
you want to see
Yep.
a real
A
person,
real person.
the real side of a person,
So-
without it being too, like, it's hard.
Done.
Yeah.
It's very hard
Yeah.
because did I choose it? Did I not? I guess I did in a way because I want to be famous. Like, I
Yeah.
want people to know about me and know about my music.
Yeah.
And that gives me a a responsibility, I guess, because even if you don't want to be a role model, people will look up to you, even if you don't want it.
That's a really good way of putting it.
You know, like people will look at you, and especially probably like young girls, you know, like, oh, if she's doing that, then I can do that, or if she said that, I can say that. But I wish and hope that I have a positive impact as well. You know?
I think it's also really important when you're talking about like being fake, not you being fake, but you know, people being fake. A role model is someone who shows they're vulnerable as well, and they show that they can be.
That's why I like Rihanna. I think she's a great role model because she does whatever she wants, which I think everyone should. You know, just be themselves and do whatever they want to because they feel good about that, and not because, you know, people tell them what to do or what to say. She's just being herself 100%, and I love that.
You touched on equality just a minute ago, and you once said that as a woman, it's very hard to do right. So whatever you do, it's always wrong. If you dress sexy, that's wrong. If you don't dress sexy, that's wrong too. Well, I mean, you just said you're in the spotlight. There's a lot of people watching you, reading your tweets, looking at your Instagram, all that kind of stuff. Do you just have an attitude to kind of block that out and go, you know what, regardless of what anyone else wants me to be, I'm just going to do me?
Yeah, in a sense, absolutely. But then I'm a person, so I'm not sad, but in some way it gets to me if there's a lot of bad comments. And luckily, I don't have a lot of that. Usually, the trolls come in when you...
I couldn't think you... Actually, don't...
but when you speak about, like, I don't know, some people get really, really upset when you mention the word like feminism and stuff. They're just like, you know, and to those people, it's actually really hard to get offended because I just feel like, wow, you're really stupid and that's sad. Like, you know
I can't think why you'd... You know how we get celebrities
ignorant.
in here and I look at them and when they talk about trolling, I'm like, I get what they're trolling you about. And I'm not even trying to be nice here because you offended me before. I can't think what you'd hate on Zara about. Like, what would you troll her about?
People find the tiniest things.
People
it could
do
be like...
find the tiniest things. And it's quite sad because I really do believe that it's a reflection of that person.
Oh, yeah, it's them, not you.
Because, like, wow, you have the time and the energy to, you know, put negativity out here. Like, wow.
Because to me, you look untrollable. She is untrollable.
Like,
but we talk about this all the time. Like, the trolls, what do they have going on in their lives?
It's crazy.
Or not going on in their lives so much that they'll...
That's actually a human sitting there. It's weird to me.
They got nothing going on.
It's hard for me sometimes to just let it get to me, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
Hey, now you're Swedish, right? Which is your first language, obviously. Now, Despacito, God, if I hear that song again. But that was a major hit, and it was basically all in Spanish. Why don't you European types do like a song in Swedish?
European
Well, they never do, right?
No, they never do.
Why is it always in English?
I don't think it's a very pretty language.
Oh, really?
I do love Spanish.
Is it an ugly language? Is it?
I think it's not.
Is it similar to like German sounding?
It's. I think if you don't know Swedish, a lot of people would think it's Dutch.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah, which isn't attractive. I agree. Yeah, it's
yeah,
not.
You know.
No, it's not. Yeah.
Yeah. So, we have that, and then it's also very small. I mean, Spanish. Come on, it's the third biggest language.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so you do
so
it in English.
The demographic is a little bit.
If you want to be famous, like you said you did, you don't go for a niche.
Yeah.
Well, that answers my question perfectly.
So we heard that your next album will probably be cheesy now that you're in love with Brian. Do you think that an album sounds better when you've got a muse, when you've got someone to write songs about?
I think an album sounds good when you have a story to tell, and it doesn't have to be all lovey-dovey, but definitely if you can relate to what you're saying somehow, that it creates a kind of a deeper... I can't talk today, guys. I just have no words in my brain. But
well, you know what? We had Noah Cyrus in here last week, or the week before, and she said breakup songs are better.
Yeah,
right?
that's
Than
what I'm
love
saying.
songs. Yeah.
So even though it could be about someone, it doesn't have to be all good.
Yeah.
So, but when you write about something you have experienced or something you feel or want to talk about, I think of course it's definitely easier to write. It's just easier. It comes out easier. It's just it's there. It's real. But yeah, I think writing from experience is probably the best thing. But then also I've made up things that like never happened to me.
Oh, really? Just because it sounds good in song?
Yeah. You know, I mean, that's creative license, right? You can just make it up.
I don't know, man. I want you to have more hits, so maybe you need to break up with this model dude. Right, so you can do
'Cause
some
she's gonna-
heartbreak
So I
songs.
can do some heartbreak songs, and I can stand there at the Grammy saying, "Thank you for breaking my heart."
Yeah, could you do
Nice.
that? I could break up. I can do it for you if you
Right.
want. Yeah. But you've written with Ed Sheeran as well, right? So what's that
For the
like?
latest song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't Let Me Be
Yes.
Yours.
What's that like sitting down with Ed Sheeran to like when do you go, I've got a line, and he goes, no, I've got a line. Like, how do you do that?
He's very easy to work with.
Is he?
Extremely easy to work with, and he's a very easygoing person from what I experienced with him when we had the session. And even though he's a superstar and like mega famous, and he's Ed Sheeran, come on, he's everywhere, and
Still
everybody loves
down
him.
to earth, as
He's
we say.
so down to earth. He walked in the studio, and it was just like hanging with a friend. It was really just that sense of being just him.
Cool.
And does that make the songwriting process so much easier as well? Because you feel comfortable.
It's all about being comfortable, and it's all about the vibes in the studio. Like, if you don't vibe with a person, then what's the point? It's really hard to write with someone you don't get along with. And he's just, I don't know. I can't see anyone not liking him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true, right? You can't hate him.
No.
Yeah, there's a line in the song that says, everybody makes mistakes.
Yeah.
What's the biggest mistake that you ever made? I'm just going to give you an example because the biggest mistake I ever made was a hair mistake.
Okay.
I had a bowl cut like 5 years ago.
It was the most
Like
disgusting
Dumb and
thing I've ever
Dumber
seen.
bowl cut. Well,
Yeah.
I cut my hair like Rihanna, thinking I was like cool as
cute.
shit, right?
Okay.
You remember when she had it
Yeah,
like
yeah.
like on the side and shaved? I did that, and then I had to grow it out.
Oh my god.
It's gross.
And the
It's
hairdresser
awful.
said the only way you can grow it out is if you make it all one length and then like let it grow into a bob, right? So I looked like a little boy for like a year at least.
If you haven't seen it, if you go back on our Facebook page, it's back there.
You're gonna have to deep.
Why have you not
stalk
deleted
the shit
that?
out of
Why
us.
is that still up there?
I want to see
whatever.
that. I want to see.
It's so
You know
bad.
what?
I'll bring it
doubt
up while
I
you.
don't believe you. I don't believe you look bad in that.
Okay, I'm
she's
gonna
bring
show
it up,
you.
and while she brings it up,
Please.
you got to answer
Okay,
the
so
question.
what's my mistake?
No, it
then?
doesn't have to be fashion. It could be. I mean, this new guy could be the mistake.
He's not the mistake, and you're not the answer. All right.
Okay.
Valerie.
We need a
That's
mistake
funny.
from you, Zara.
What is? I made so many mistakes. Like one time, when it comes to appearance wise,
Yeah.
I did pierce my own like I wanted a belly ring so
You
bad.
did it yourself.
I did it myself, and it with a really thick needle.
Oh my
And
God,
I
you're
just-
crazy.
I just like, nah! It took me 3 hours because it was so thick and it hurt bad.
What is wrong with you?
Because I really wanted it, and I was 13, I think. And
Did you
then
get it-
when it was through,
Yeah.
I realized I don't have a jewelry.
That is a big
And then
mistake.
it got like infected, and I think I still
Did
have
you ever
a
get
scar.
it? Did you get it done
like a
properly,
tiny
or you
one.
couldn't
No.
after that?
No,
Oh, right.
I just didn't do it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
That is a big mistake. Yeah.
Okay, are you ready for the bowl
It's an
cut?
innocent mistake.
We're ready for the
I'll
bowl
go
cut.
that.
This is the bowl cut.
Oh, wow.
I know, right? It's
Oh,
so
wow.
short. Now do you believe it looks
But
shit?
I don't hate it. I don't.
Oh, it's terrible.
Yeah, but you don't love
have
it,
a
do
pretty
you?
Face, so you can't.
Oh, thanks, Zara.
Just wear a hat the whole time she had it. Wear a big flap hat. Hey,
Is that what you need to do though?
That's what I had to do. The
Yeah,
hairdresser
so
was
No,
like,
no,
"Oh
no.
yeah, you've got to cut it all one length so that then you can grow
Wow,
like
mate,
the fuzz
he was
out."
spinning a lie. He was laughing
was a
his ass off
girl.
behind you.
Maybe she was
She
just trying to
hated
make
you.
me look ugly or something. I don't know.
No one ever needs a bowl cut. Zara Larsson, your newest single, Don't Let Me Be Yours, from the album So Good, it's available to download now. We are playing it every 90
It is
minutes here.
my
so
favorite Zara Larsson
Yeah.
song,
Is
actually.
it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
me and Nat just like
Oh, thank you so
go
much.
off every time it
Mine's
comes
Never
on.
Forget You, just FYI.
Okay, thank
yeah,
you.
So.
That's a good one too.
We'll see you at iHeartRadio Live. That's
Absolutely.
tonight. So, Zara Larsson, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
The Edge.